I promise we're here. Just a second late. I was trying to post a comment to get some people tagged. We are live.
Oh yeah, people don't understand how difficult it is to do this live stream thing.
Well, it's not, but I'm the type of person who, like, I don't know. I could call it like just being frugal. I could call it being like not trying to be wasteful. But I've got this mouse, right, and it's been crashing out for like 6 months. And I keep meaning to go get a new mouse. I'm like, well, it still works, but sometimes I click the button and fucking doesn't work. Hey, what's up, Judy? Yes, we're doing it live, doing it
live. So it's funny you have mouse problems because I have a little problem as well. Like, so my laptop, which this is what I mainly use. My main computer is this laptop. My trackpad on the laptop has now stopped working, so I have to have the mouse plugged in, and
which I love, by the way.
I prefer that. Yes, I don't really like the trackpad.
I hate the pad.
But now my mouse is messing up. My external mouse is messing up. So
that's not good. My issue is that my trackpad likes to be on even when it's off, and so I literally have gone in, and I don't. If someone's watching that's a tech person, explain the fuck how this happens. I deleted the driver for the mouse pad. Gone. I don't want it. Still, it would move and click.
Oh,
I was like, how the fuck did I take the entire drive? And then I restart, come back. Finally, it doesn't work, but then it reinstalls the driver every time. And sometimes it'll come back like it's a phantom thing. I don't fucking get it.
Okay, so my previous laptop that I had before this one had a trackpad, but it was like a really cool one. It was an Asus or something. The trackpad had like a full color screen. So it was like having a second screen on the. But I mean, at first when I got it, it was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But after a while, it was so annoying. I literally took a piece of cardboard and I taped it over the trackpad because it kept, like, I'm trying to type and it would keep activating, right? Just my thumbs resting on it.
Yes.
And it was annoying as hell. Like, I don't want this thing to be doing shit when I'm not trying to.
That's what was happening when we were doing one of these live shows, and I realized that's what's happening with my track. It started clicking and moving and doing its whole fucking thing.
Yeah,
it's the devil, not today, Satan, not today.
No.
So maybe this is a good time to mention our Patreon if you want to support the show. Patreon.com/choircast.
What a great setup.
I swear I didn't plan that until it popped in my head.
So if you'd like to help us buy new computers or mice, we need at least a new mouse.
Just mice, just little mice.
$20, come on.
Yeah. Well, what's new? I just got 4 new chickens, little babies. I just cleaned the buttholes of them because when they're little, like for the first couple of weeks, you got to get like a Q-tip, not in there, but around there, and get the poop off there. Otherwise, they can get backed up and die.
So
that's been my life.
You're supposed to be able to look at them and tell whether they're male or female, right? There's people that do this for a living.
Yeah, I buy them after they've been looked at.
but I'm saying, can you do that? Can you look at them?
Can I do that? No.
I can't tell the difference.
No.
I don't know what the difference
is. I'm a broad farmer. I'm not a chicken expert.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, broad spectrum farming.
So now with 4 new chicks, now what's the grand total? What's your
10 of these lovely ladies. Yeah, it's like I'm sitting on Fort Knox, man. I got to get an armed guard, with the price of eggs that we cared about a couple months ago. We no longer care about those anymore, apparently.
Oh yeah, no, who cares?
But it is nice. Yeah. It is nice to have that many eggs all the time.
Well, don't rub it in too much.
I'm trying.
I have eggs. I do have eggs. Well, we do have eggs in the house. So.
Well, if you ever need some, you know where to find me. It's quite a drive.
Yeah, or flight. I'll just.
You don't want to get on airplanes right now.
Yeah. No kidding.
Under the Trump administration, everything has basically become Spirit Air, just across the board.
It is scary. Yeah, Wendy just flew to Tennessee this week. She's spending some time up there with her sister trying to get their property ready to sell. I'm going to be flying out May the 5th to join her. So fingers crossed, that the plane doesn't go down or I don't get sucked out of it.
If it was going to be a day earlier, I was going to wonder if you're flying on the Millennium Falcon.
No. May the 5th, not May the 4th.
Okay. But
May the 4th be with you. Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's April. Spring
is
springing, I suppose.
Except for all the tornadoes and rain and cold wind.
Tariffs are terrible. Yeah. What do you think about these tariffs, man? I get a kick out of some of these Trump support. I'm going to be honest, a little Schadenfreude. Even though we're all going to suffer, I have to get my little pettiness in there. And I was watching Dave Portnoy, excuse me, the Barstool sports guy, Dave Portnoy, Trump supporter, one of the the bro culture, bitch moaning and complaining that he lost $7 million. I think
I saw that. I mean, I didn't see it, but I heard that he was freaking out about that.
So I just want to play a little show for you guys with my tiny little violin here.
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
damn,
See, yeah, apparently that's you would think if you lost $7 million and you know who to blame, it's not Biden, it's not Obama, it's not Hillary. The only person you can blame for losing $7 million is the guy you voted for.
This is why they don't blame him. They just say they just come up with different
So what did that
excuses.
guy say? What did he say?
Oh, he was actually upset. But you get like Judge Janine, or
Oh,
whatever
I know,
her
but
name
she
is.
says,
Like,
I
I
believe in him.
don't care about my 401k. Like, what a fucking quote to hear on Fox News. I don't care about my 401k right now. Okay, because everyone cared about everything from egg prices to gas prices to car prices to stock market price. Everyone cared about that on Fox. Everyone on that side cared about it for years and years and years. That's all they talk about. This is what's so crazy. They turned a blind eye to the most egregious sins. You want to use that language since they're all Christians vote for this, apparently.
Yeah.
The essay, the grape, you can't say other words on certain social media platforms. So I'm going to say grape, PDF philia, PDF files, all the things that because of the economy, I can look past all of it because he's going to be good for the economy. Then when he sucks for the economy, then you make an excuse for that too. I don't care about, what a hell of a thing to say on Fox News. I don't care about my 401k. Well, good for fucking you.
Yeah, because you make $200,000 a year, and
more than that, I'm sure.
Care. The average person,
but she does care. She does care because this is the thing. It's their egos that are even bigger than their like. They have to stand by this man at this point. They have to, because it's too much egg on your face to complete the full analogy.
Yeah, it's the reason why Fox News doesn't have the ticker tape at the bottom.
Get rid of this ticker tape.
Yeah,
I mean, it's so egregious. Like they must go home and sleep at night by using drugs or by doing some other thing to make themselves. Because I don't know how you look yourself square in the face in the mirror and not think you're so full of shit. You're so fucking full. They know they're full of shit.
They know they're full of shit, right? You saw the text messages that got leaked during that trial where Fox News had to pay like almost $1 billion.
Yeah.
Right. And so they leaked some of those text messages from Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson, who all were saying, this guy's an idiot. He's gonna, he's gonna tank the party. They hate him. They don't believe him. They know he's full of shit. But on the camera, they'll smile and tell you that.
That's wild. It's wild to live your life like that. I mean, think of yourself looking back. Like, think of your grandkids, like in your great grandkids. Like I see some of these. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, I know I don't need to be relevant my whole life in terms of like the kids and young, but just like through history, like I'd like to at least be looked back upon past my death and everything. That it's not like, who is this cringy ass motherfucker? Like these guys that one senator or congressperson or whoever who called the trans woman, I forget her name, in Congress by her
dead name.
former name.
Yeah.
Just to be like what a legacy, because that's on the internet. That's forever emblazoned on the fucking internet. And for like his grandkids and their kids and to look back and be like, here's your lineage of people who behaved like this.
Yeah,
that's the legacy you're leaving, where your grandkids gonna be embarrassed they're gonna be embarrassed anyway. But I don't really think, and my 14-year-old might get embarrassed by me now, but there ain't no way they're gonna look back and be like, oh my God, like I can't even share who my dad is because there's some shit on there that's like so egregious. Like they don't give a fuck about people.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Donna says this. I feel like Matthew doesn't care about the penguins of McDonald Island. I apologize. Is it Heard and McDonald? I'm not trying to be with my tag name here, Free the Penguins of Heard Island. I'm not trying to be.
I thought it was Heard Island, but there is a McDonald Island as well, which I think is just nearby.
I mean,
I think
I
the
don't.
chicken McNuggets are on McDonald Island and the penguins are on Herd Island, something like that.
Yeah, the penguins they're shipping their tiny little tuxedos, and they've been screwing America for too long. So
They
fuck
better
them.
pay up too. They better pay
And
those tariffs.
10%
Come
tariffs on
on, man.
all penguins of all islands. So let me change. I can change my name. No, I can't. While we start, maybe I can. All right, fine. Free the penguins of all islands. Under
There you go.
Trump's
All
press.
penguins
All
lives matter.
all tariffs matter.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's so ridiculous, and it's just going to get worse, man. I mean, I'm really hoping for a kind of an internal meltdown. Some Republicans, we talked about this on the Friday show. Some Republicans now have started to try to do something to reverse the tariffs on Canada. It didn't work the first time in the Senate, but I'm hoping they're going to keep on pushing and keep on trying because, we're all feeling the pain. And it isn't even whether they feel the pain, because then most of them are millionaires.
It's
And
their constituents.
They're constituents who are going to send them death threats.
They're not. Yeah, they're not being empathetic. They're not. It's all selfish bullshit. All of it is selfish because they didn't give a fuck. Joe Rogan, Portnoy, all these motherfuckers did not care when they to piggyback off Judy's comment here. They're always going to see their ancestors punching down. So sad. Yes.
Yeah.
For years, again, they turned a blind eye to really shitty behavior because selfishly they thought my pocketbook will be better.
Yes.
Well, they're only changing their tune because selfishly they're saying my pocketbook is not currently better. Yes. So they haven't gained empathy. They haven't gained compassion. They haven't changed who they are fundamentally as people. They just got kicked in the dick. And now they're pissed, which that gives me so much glee because you should be pissed, but you should have been pissed years and years ago when these types of people were harming others who aren't like you. And so that's the real sin of this, if you want to keep using that language, is that they still don't care about people.
No, they only care that it hurts them. Yeah. Now that I'm hurt, right? Yeah, I know. And I've seen that's the frustrating thing. It's like, because you do see people posting videos on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, formerly the farmers and federal employees and people of color who voted for Trump because they thought he was going to hurt other people. They were fine with the idea that he was going to make other people's parents or spouses be deported for being the wrong color or being from the wrong country. He was going to make other people, have to suffer some way. That was fine. But no, not me. Not my family, not my friends.
Yeah, the whole thing is like I thought you were just going to harm others. Shit.
Yes, I didn't think you were going to harm me.
You are the others.
That's right.
This is why the rich oligarchs pit us against each other.
Yes.
So that we think of ourselves as others. But I'm sorry. No. They don't give a fuck if you're a poor white person or a poor black person or a poor queer or any queer person or any trans person. You're not one of them.
No, you're not.
You'll never be one of them. That's why I like that old Dave Chappelle bit. He's talking to white folks like, Donald Trump is more for me than you.
Yeah.
Because
I'm rich.
Dave Chappelle was rich. Not because he's black, but that was kind of the joke.
That was the joke.
I'm rich, so I'm why are you? I've never understood that. I've never understood poor conservatives. I said that I think last week or the week before. What are you going back to? Make America great again. Where is this generational wealth your poor white family had in America?
Right.
That you're going back to.
Right.
Haven't you wondered why generally generational wealth stays with the family and families stay wealthy?
Yes, the rich stay rich.
Trace your lineage back to where your family was fucking killing it. You can't.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very true.
You want to get some of these comments?
Yeah. There's some good comments. Let's see.
Let's see if we can get one of our mouses to work.
Well, John says it's surprising how he doesn't even recognize why people are mad. He just thinks people just went to the protest just because. Yeah. So that reminded me of I just shared this post in the God Squad Facebook group. So literally verbatim, he was asked by Harris Faulkner on Fox News, why do you think people are protesting, right? And what do you think they want? And literally, as usual, his rambling answer was, protesters for different reasons. You're protesting also because, they just didn't know. I watched very closely. Why are you here? They really weren't able to say, but they were there for a reason, perhaps. But a lot of them really were there because they're following the crowd. A lot of them were there because what we witnessed was a terrible thing. What we saw was a terrible thing. And we've seen it over the years. We haven't, this was one horrible example. But you've seen other terrible examples. You know that better than anybody. Who would know it? And I know it. I've seen it too. I've seen it before as a president. I've seen it. I think it's a shame. I think it's a disgrace, and it's got to stop. Like, what the hell?
It reminds me of that clip from Billy Madison. Remember the principal's response, like, at no point did you, in your rambling, incoherent answer, even come close to an like, we are all now dumber for having listened to that. May God have mercy on your soul.
No, that's exactly right.
But let's not forget, this man is a dementia patient and a narcissist. Yes. And so it's never really been about Donald Trump. It's more about the cult of Donald Trump. Yeah. It's the cult of MAGA, because non-dementia people, non-narcissists are enabling it. How could they have allowed Nazi Germany? Because so-called good and decent people don't do shit about it. And a lot of good and decent people, so-called, enable it and endorse it and back it. The Joe Rogans and the Dave Portnoys of the world, who don't have dementia. They're not stupid.
But they are rich.
But they are rich, and they're manipulative, and they're full of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I have lost so much respect, dude. There was years, several years ago, I guess like 7 or 8 years ago, when I first listened to Joe Rogan, I thought he was great. I thought it was like, because at the time he would interview all kinds of different people, and it didn't seem like he was picking a side. He would.
No, he was open-minded.
He was open-minded. Yeah.
Yeah. And he became so open-minded, his brain fell out.
His brain fell out. Yeah. And then during COVID, he started shifting. And then it became like, now he's just full on MAGA, dude.
I mean, it's literally like, dude, like I could say the craziest shit and Joe Rogan be like, that's interesting. He'll lean in like, that's interesting. Oh, I had never heard that. Jamie, can you pull that up? And be like, that's full of shit. And be like, well, I guess it's wrong. It's like, dude, you can't, just because someone comes on your show and says some interesting shit.
Yeah.
Like you and I could write a science fiction book together with the most interesting shit, but it's all bullshit.
Right.
And he would lean in and be like, oh, that really happened? Oh,
wow. That's fascinating. Yeah.
It's like you're so open-minded that you don't end up actually standing for anything.
Yeah.
And then you fall for this bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's definitely platforming certain kinds of people.
Of course. Yeah. Because there's a lot of money in that. There's a lot of money. It's like when people go against like a lot of people, and look I got a lot of problems with the pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah.
But then a lot of people who do that are like all natural, like everything natural is great. And they lean so far into it. And I'm like, that's also a multi-billion-dollar industry. So
right.
Supplements. Let's not get it twisted that we can't be so reductive. And like, I don't know, when you got $100 million contract or whatever Rogan has and the money's there,
insane.
you just go for it.
Yeah, it is insane.
Donna says, this is a good point. I think they care more about keeping America white. Let's just get down to it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That is the sad thing. And obviously it is, right? All these things he's doing with going to the Smithsonian and having them pull out these, historical things that it's removing Black people, it's moving Native Americans. They're taking Black people and women and gay people off of the Pentagon website. Like, it's so obviously nationalist.
Didn't they take Jackie Robinson?
Yes. Well, they finally put him back on because there was such an outcry against him specifically.
Again, an outcry from the constituents. It's not because they're good and decent people.
No, they're not. No, I think they even took Colin Powell off. Like, and he's a Republican, general. Like,
yeah, pre-MAGA though. That's a pre-MAGA Republican.
Exactly. Those don't count.
Yeah. I mean, I get it on one hand, but if you want to keep America white or whatever, like this is no culture. Like it's gonna be
Yeah.
all the food's gonna be like from the Midwest, nothing's gonna have seasoning in it, no good music, no good art. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the Kennedy Center is like, it's really sad to see what he's doing over
Oh
there.
God.
It's
Yeah.
so disgusting.
You have Laura Trump headlining
Yeah.
a concert or some shit.
Oh God. Yeah.
Jesus.
Or
I
who's
just
that?
don't I don't understand like how like pre-woke, pre-DEI, I learned in school, this is back in the 90s, 80s and 90s, that of course America was built on racism and slavery and the genocide of the Native Americans. Like this was
Yes, of course.
common knowledge. This wasn't like a conspiracy thing. It was like Trail of Tears, internment camps for Japanese people, like slavery, Jim Crow, the 13th. Like I learned that stuff when I was a kid.
That
Like
is
how is
history.
this
What are
all
you going to
that
learn if
is
you don't learn that?
that was fucking history. None of us questioned it. It was like, yeah, this is what fuck happened. Like
Yeah.
what?
No, we
Civil
only want to.
rights, women's suffrage, like
Yeah.
okay.
How do you leave those things out of the story? Like, we're not going to
This
mention.
country is built on all that shit.
Yeah.
Now they want to say it's not. What the fuck? Like, oh my god, it's crazy.
It's very sad. We're living in such a strange time, man.
Judy, I'd be curious. The hashtag ITMFA. I'm gonna try to figure that out. What is the hashtag ITMFA?
I don't know.
Something about
Judy,
a motherfucker.
help us out here, Judy. What is ITMFA? Anyone know what that is?
The Viking says Matthew loving the hair, man. Well, thank you.
The Viking of our cheese. Thank you, Viking.
I get a lot of comments on this thing. I don't think I'm gonna cut it until we defeat fascism.
So basically, you're gonna have a giant fro at some point.
I've had really long hair. One time I had such long hair, and my hair doesn't get long; it just gets it gets whatever. And we straightened it one time just to see how long it was, and it was like down the middle of my back.
Yeah,
it was wild. But
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Judy answered our question.
Impeach the motherfucker already.
Yeah,
yeah. I feel like December could have started that hashtag. Yeah, I mean, the man's committed. We just talk about it. Like, listen to how we talk about it. Oh, that was unconstitutional. Oh, that was probably a felony. Like, we're talking about these actions that his administration is doing, just offhandedly. The Constitution does not allow. It's not lawful, which means it's illegal if it's not lawful. Correct?
Yeah.
If something's unlawful, it's legal, not legal. And we're talking about that. We're saying these things just as if it's just another sentence. And then we go back and we're like, there's not systemic racism in America. Remember when Obama wore a tan suit?
I know that was the biggest controversy.
And it was alleged that he's from Kenya. Oh, he's from Africa too. Oh, okay. And he's a Muslim too. So there's some anti.
Oh, he's a Muslim. Yeah. Not that there would have been anything wrong with that. But
and then we always got to say the Barack Hussein Obama. Like this man, I had problems with Obama back then. But
I have issues with Obama.
The egregiousness of a tan suit is just unbelievable. I don't know. Let's talk about reversing Title IX for these trans dudes. I don't know what that means. Sorry.
Title IX was the federal law that prohibits sex-based discrimination in education programs and activities that receive federal funding, ensuring equal opportunities for all students regardless of their sex. Yeah,
I know that, but I'm not sure the context of the comment. I love how we're worried about trans athletes. There's like 8 of them. And
there's 8 of them. Yeah, but we've got to move.
Let's crash the economy, but at least
crash the economy. But we got those 8 guys to not whatever running track or.
Oh my god, these people are so ridiculous. Judy says the hashtag was used in his first term. Okay, well let's bring it back.
Let's bring it back. Yeah.
1 is too many. I'm not sure. Maybe more context, Jennifer, behind those comments.
I think she's trolling us.
Oh.
Yes.
1 trans athlete is too many?
Yes, that's what she's saying.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yes, okay. Of course that's what they're doing. Yes, let's do that.
I'll get the fuck out of here, Jennifer. Jennifer, just see yourself out of the fucking room. Get the hell out of here. Talking all your bullshit.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Obviously, you don't know
the amount of worrying about. See, again, proving our point. You're worried about you're talking in here. Not even gonna put the comment that they're putting up here. talking all your shit about trans people. I bet you don't even know one.
Yeah.
As if trans people have power, A, as if they're taking away your income, B, as if they're taking away your right to food or clothing or shelter or healthcare, C. Why the fuck do you worry so much about fucking trans people when you don't even fucking know one and you can't name one trans people who's ever done anything bad to you?
Yes.
You're obsessed with this shit. Go fucking do something else.
Yeah.
Come on here and talk your bullshit as if we're going to put your stupid comments up out there. Jesus Christ, sweep off your own porch.
Yeah, but then this goes back to our thing about, having empathy for people that aren't like you. Like, why does it bother you so much?
So much that you got to come onto our show and put transphobic comments that we can't even put up on the fucking screen.
Yeah.
Why does it bother you so much? Why do you lack empathy for people not like you that you don't understand? Just because you don't understand. I don't understand everything about trans issues. I don't understand everything about bisexuality, and I'm bi. Do we have to understand everything to have basic human fucking empathy?
Yeah.
Is your day better because you trolled us on Facebook with transphobic comments? Now your life is better?
Yes, stand up for the rights of, I mean, but again, it's also the stupidity, like, you don't understand what it means to be trans. And you don't have any interest in learning, like listen to other people. Like I would be fine if you said, look, I don't understand, but I want to learn. But no.
But
By the
no.
way, I just banned her from the group as well.
Good. Fuck off. And also, let's just put that back up there. TOO, motherfucker. If you're gonna talk shit, get your fucking grammar right. I don't like to harp on that.
One is two.
One is two.
One is too many.
I'm never gonna point out someone's grammar unless they're being a troll.
Yeah.
God, it gets under my skin, these fucking people. I swear to God, so-called straight people spend way more time and energy thinking about LGBTQ stuff.
Yeah.
I promise you that.
Also, it's I think we've talked about this before here, but it's like in the name of protecting girls, in the name of protecting children and women,
right?
You elected someone who was guilty of sexual assault multiple times, a felon, someone who was admitted to sexually assaulting women, bragged about it actually before the first election, right? Caught on a hot mic talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yet you think that, well, we got to protect the children. We got to protect the girls and the women. He bragged about walking into a Miss Teen USA pageant so we could look at these girls naked. Ha, ha, ha. But that guy is your guy?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
And as if like straight cis men don't go into bathrooms and do things. Like, why are we focused on trans men in bathrooms when there's no evidence that trans people at a higher rate, in fact, it's significantly lower rate than non-trans people when it comes to assault, abuse, and causing trauma to young girls and boys?
Yeah, the group of people who are most often arrested for sexually assaulting children are Christian youth pastors and staff members at evangelical Christian churches, not drag queens, not trans athletes.
Nope. If we as a society spent as much energy on the people who actually do abuse, we would ban churches.
Oh yeah,
we would ban youth groups.
That's exactly what we do. Children are not allowed to be unaccompanied in a church.
In a church, in any church. I'm sorry. There's an epidemic, but no, we focus on
8 trans athletes.
8 trans athletes.
So stupid.
It's so fucking. This is what happens when we get like to a post-truth society.
Yeah, and see, also again, understand too, like the other side, right? The MAGA Christians, the white Christian nationalists, and their elected officials have decided that the biggest problem is these trans athletes, and because that's the problem they're interested in solving, not the fact that we need better education, not the problems with corruption in our government, not the problems with the price of gas or groceries. The real everyday problems that every American actually does struggle with every single day. The cost of healthcare, right? All the things that really matter. That's not the problem. That's not the issue. It's drag queens. It's 8 professional athletes who are trans. That's the real problem, everybody. Let's all get excited about that.
Yeah.
They come up with, they create these fictitious, major problems that's what they're willing to solve. But it's a distraction from the actual everyday problems they are not willing to solve, that we are still constantly dealing with.
They've done this. You've got, I think, trans athletics or non-binary athletics, all these things is a conversation worth having. Of course, like all these conversations are worth having. What do we do in a college or pro setting? Like, how do we divide up? It's all about making competition fair.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been outside lately. That conversation, no disrespect to anyone involved, is not at the top of most everyone's list, or shouldn't be. Like, I'm sorry, it's just not. It doesn't affect my pay, doesn't affect my bills, doesn't affect my family. For most people, that's probably the case. Yeah. It's a conversation worth having. How do we have fairness in athletics? Now, in wrestling, you do weight classes. In boxing, you do weight classes. In UFC or mixed martial arts, you do weight classes. You could do testosterone classes. I'm just throwing out ideas off the top of my head. You could do hormone classes where you tested. I don't know. I have no fucking clue. Again, I'm ignorant when it comes to many trans issues, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But this idea that it's like the pressing issue of our day for most of America is absurd. Like it's fucking absurd, because like no trans person is like harmed systemically. Anyone, trans people don't have power.
Right.
Like, but we don't want to talk about, like, they don't want to talk about the richest person in the world who's from South Africa basically buying an election and like right in front of us committing felonies.
That's a crisis. That's a constitutional crisis, and
they don't see it. They don't see that.
No one's willing to talk about that. The stock market lost trillions of dollars, people, in a week, and they want to talk about trans athletes. Mm-hmm. What the hell?
Yes, Judy says trans folks are harming no one. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing though. John says they make huge money by letting problems fester, and there is huge money to be made, like we said earlier, on the right-wing media, which they've always bemoaned mainstream media, which they have their issues for sure. But right-wing media, there's a reason Candace Owens can be really, really popular on the right, and as a leftist activist earlier in her life, she gained no traction. Yes. There is profound amounts of money. On the right. They have organization and they have backing. And now they're getting younger Gen Z alpha bro men. Like that is a growing demographic of younger bro dudes who are stepping into that place. The Theo bros, the tech bros, like all the bros, fill in the blank bros.
Yeah. But all the female college educated people, women are going the other way. This is Katie McCrite says, cartoon I just saw, 2 doofuses sitting together. One says, now that them trans can't use bathrooms, eggs going to be cheaper.
They don't care about eggs anymore now.
No, I know. Apparently, we're not supposed to care about that.
Why you guys focus on eggs?
Didn't run on the idea that if you elect me, the economy is going to be amazing. That's what he ran on. If there was one message that he repeated over and over and over again in the debate, in all of his rallies, vote for me or the economy is going to crash. And we voted for him, or they voted for him. And I'm sorry.
I mean, stop talking about groceries. We watched a man figure out what the word groceries meant in real time during a speech.
Beautiful word. It's a beautiful word. It means different things in a bag.
Is that what he said?
Yes, he said it means different things in the same bag. Like, no one's using this as a metaphor, dude. They're talking about food that they eat to survive.
We all know what the fuck groceries are.
We do, but he doesn't. Think about it. He doesn't go to the grocery store.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He tells his chef to make him something. and they bring it to him on a plate and he eats it.
I would love to go. I would love to sit Donald Trump down and just, how many eggs come in like a pack generally?
Yeah.
What are the options of eggs? Like, what is the, like, go through all the things, like what these things are. What do you find in the dairy aisle?
Yes. Yeah. You're in a grocery store.
Name 7 herbs you can buy in a grocery store.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Cause I don't think he's been to, probably not in his whole life. Although he did do a photo op in a grocery store once. I saw that, but it's like, that was the first time he'd ever been in a grocery store.
Yeah.
Man.
Not only that, they don't understand how tariffs work, and the people don't understand how tariffs work. Like, you got to understand, if I grow on my farm an apple, that is not entirely an American-made apple. And you can say, how the fuck is it not American-made apple? It grows in the ground in America. And you take it from the tree, because the drip line is probably not from America.
Right.
Because when I fix the drip line and replace parts, it's not from America. Because the stake that I put in the ground might not be in America that holds the tree up during its small years. Because I don't know where the fencing might be from somewhere else as well that I put around to keep the deer out. Yeah. You can go on and on. Same thing with car parts. Same thing with anything you could buy. It could say made in America. It doesn't mean every part is from there. So those prices are going to go up. How about the lights at the store that you buy, the fluorescent lights? Where do they come from that keep the lights on at the retail store that you buy these things from, that you then grow your American-made apple? This motherfucker is trying to crash the economy, or the people, or to play their game, the deep state behind it.
Yes. Well, no, it's like Stephen Colbert was saying, like, this is how you know the deep state isn't real, because if it was, they would be stopping this shit.
Or the deep state is real, and it's the people pulling the strings behind this demented patient. This dementia patient narcissist, because I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows the full scope of what's going on. Just put Grandpa on the golf course, and the Stephen Millers and the Elon Musks and all the people, the Peter Thiels of the world.
Yeah, they'll run the show.
They'll run the show. I mean, I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but when they talk about the deep state, they're telling us their plans.
Exactly.
Just like when people lash out at gay folks, they're telling us their fears.
Yeah.
That they themselves might be gay or not.
That's right. Well, and that happens quite a bit. Alan says 3.5 million or so people turned out yesterday for these nationwide protests. Not one Capitol building burned or stormed. Not one police officer attacked. And then I think Judy had a comment as well. Judy says, yesterday was awesome. I hung out with the 30,000 folks in Chicago. Many different kinds of people showed up. So encouraging. So yeah, there were protests yesterday, the hands-off protests all over the country. Millions of people came out. I wanted to. I would plan to. I had my signs ready. And then I got up in the morning. It was going to start at 11. So I got up. I was going to leave it around 10:30 to go downtown. And here in El Paso, the wind was blowing at about 30 miles an hour. Though it was raining, freezing rain, and the temperature outside was like 34 degrees. And I'm like, I really want to go to this thing, but I do not want to stand for an hour in freezing cold rain. So I did not. I'm so sorry. I'm a wimp. But people did. I saw a video. People did actually go and
you've been actually going to some protests, though, right? You've been to some lately.
I've been to 3 others here lately. So. And I will go to more if I don't have to stand basically in freezing cold rain. Sorry, I'm a wimp.
I was going to go, but I was working the farmer's market. So
okay, but hey, I'm glad people did show up, and it was really good. And we need probably more of this, more people to stand up and speak out.
Yeah, the Viking of hard cheese. I much prefer Aragorn, the chivalric nobility of manliness. Yeah, the idea of manliness in Tolkien's world is I think it's atrocious that J.D. Vance reads The Lord of the Rings. It's like, do you actually read it? Dumb shit. Like, men sing and hug each other and cry. The men in Tolkien's world are what MAGA would call beta bitches.
Really?
Like oh yeah, like they know poetry. And
that's okay. Yes.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are softies. The Viking of hard cheese. I'm an INFP personality type. I'm markedly sensitive and used to have a real complex around my sense of masculinity. I think most men do, to be fair, although I was never taken in by Andrew Tate.
Good.
I meant last time I did one, I was like INTJ, I think is me. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Let's see. It's feeling or is it? It's feeling or
Thinking.
thinking. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm an INF. It's flipped. I've been INFP and I've been INFJ. Different times I've taken it.
I'm
So
surprised that you're an introvert. That surprises me.
yeah. So I'm an extroverted introvert. When
Right, yeah.
people like you're saying, people are surprised. Like, well, Keith, you're always on podcasts. You go in public speaking.
I don't mean it because of that.
Oh, why?
Well, because like so that I'm an introvert too, but
Yeah.
that's different than socializing and being around people.
Yeah.
But I've seen you at like Heretic Happy Hour lives, and like you're engaging people in before, after, and I'm
Yeah,
outside like back then having a cigarette.
Okay, so here's what helped me, because I really am an introvert. But when we did house church, right, for like 11 years, some of these meetings would last 2 or 3 hours, right? Sometimes 4 hours. There were times people would come. We would usually have um, like a breakfast together, and then we would end with lunch. And sometimes people would stay till dinner, right? So they're in my house for like a whole day. And but I got to the place after doing it for so long, I built up a tolerance, I guess, right, where I could handle it for. At first, I was like I could handle it for an hour, and then it's like I can handle it for 2 hours. But it's the thing is that for an introvert, the longer you're with crowds of people, it drains your energy, right?
Yeah.
It's draining for you. An extrovert gets charged up by groups of people, right? So it still drains me, but it drains me a little slower. I guess I can, but at some point, I would need to go outside or go lay down in the bed, put my head under a pillow or something, and recharge again. So I got better at I can handle it for longer periods of time. So in something like that, like Heretic Happy Hour, we were only there for like maybe 2 hours. So it's like I can handle that.
Yeah, no, it's all on a spectrum. Yeah, you're right. And it's funny because my wife is a quiet extrovert. She gets energy by being, she doesn't like to be at home by a lot. I'm like, dude, I could be home all the time by myself.
Like COVID was actually okay for me because
I don't know what everyone's
I wanted
about.
To do. What's the big deal? Like I love sitting alone.
I got a lot better at piano. I fucking built shit at home. I hung out with my daughter. I don't know what everyone was complaining.
Yeah, exactly.
Karen asks, does anyone know if regretful Trump voters were showing up to the protests? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I got no patience for him though. I'll tell you what, I got no patience for him. I mean, that's good. Come around. That's fantastic. Join the resistance. But Jesus fucking Christ, you better grovel for a second. I lost my patience.
We need a little bit of like tears in your eyes. I'm so sorry. I was wrong. Please forgive me.
I was wrong and I'm a dick. I'm sorry. Now go read my book. Don't be a dick. A lot of INTJs here. Judy, I'm INTJ also. Judy, both Judy's INTJ. I think you have to be INTJ to be named Judy.
Or to like the show. Maybe introverts like the show. Or listen to podcasts.
Well, I think it's INTJs. I think a pretty rare one, but so maybe we just attract similar type of people. I don't know. The Viking can tell you're an INF, Keith.
Okay.
Like you, they're an outgoing introvert.
Yes, I'm an extroverted introvert. Yes, I can be extroverted for certain lengths of time, but at some point I will hit my wall and be like, "I'm out of here. Get out of my house."
Judy,
I need to go hide in the bathroom for a minute.
Judy answers Karen, I believe. I saw very few, mostly driving by, giving us thumbs down. Oh, the Trump supporters want a thumbs up for higher prices.
So that's what I was concerned about, right? And apparently I didn't hear anything about this, like counter protests, right? So maybe the Trumpers just weren't aware that these protests were being planned. They're just not on the wavelength and they didn't know about it. But at some point, I'm waiting for them to figure it out and start doing counter protests. And then that's when I'm nervous, because I think when there's very loud, obnoxious Trumpers counter protesting at one of these protests, then we're going to see the potential for violence. And once there's violence, but when these turn into riots, that's when Trump's going to send in the National Guard
and he's going to blame the protesters
and arrest protesters. Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah, well, we need to probably write an advertisement for pro-Trump, counter-protests. Isn't this the hands-off? So we want the hands-on. We
Yeah.
want to put our hands on people's freedoms. We need to get out there and stop people wanting their freedom because our majesty, your highness, Donald Trump, wants hands on. We need hands on the Constitution. We need hands on everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be interesting. MAGA's like,
it's-
no, we want. They say he's turned the Republicans inside out. Republicans are now standing for, because they're
tread
MAGA
on
Republicans.
people. Mhm.
Let's tread on people. Yes, fuck the Constitution.
Yes, daddy. Yeah, and
Yes,
they call him
daddy.
daddy too. Oof.
He's daddy. Yeah, forget the Constitution. Forget, your First Amendment rights. Forget all that. We want the dictator. We want a king. Dear God.
Judy says, one Trump supporter I noticed for sure, all dressed in red, a woman smoking a cigarette right outside the crowd, blowing her smoke at protesters. That sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds
right. That sounds about right. Judy was wiped out yesterday after going to protest. Aaron's on the way home. Oh man. Yeah, I worked the farmer's market all day. Then I did some yard work, and then I went on a 20-mile bike ride. I'm beat today.
Yeah. Oh, so Becky Payne says, sorry,
Oh,
they were.
Yeah, no, you're good.
There were a couple of counter protesters in a couple of locations. They seem to handle the well without fighting. Okay, that's good.
John says they're openly calling him king just to own the libs. Yeah, they're gonna ironically or unironically walk in to the very well. They've already done it. They walked right into literally someone who is described as the Antichrist.
Yeah.
Like every policy and everything is literally like what the Antichrist would do.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
they backed into it.
I feel like maybe Choir should republish the Left Behind series, but put Trump's face on the cover or something. Part of the Choir Classic series. We're going to republish the Left Behind series and change the names.
I don't think it's been out long enough.
Obvious. It need to be more obvious. Well, Tim LaHaye died, didn't he? So maybe we can buy the rights or something.
75 years ago?
No, not 75 years ago.
Okay. Then it's going to be a while, my friend.
No, what I'm saying, like maybe we should contact his estate
and get the rights.
Can we buy the rights? We want to do a special Trump edition.
Yeah, get an estimate on that. So maybe again, it's a good time to mention our Patreon.
He died at 90 years of age in 2016. He's been dead a long time.
8 years. We still got 67 to wait for that motherfucker.
A long time. Yeah. Yeah, Left Behind was written in 1995. Is that right? Yeah, 1995.
Well, I still think we need to create a coloring book with Donald
yes,
Trump.
we were going to do that.
Yeah.
As the Antichrist. Yeah, I started to work on that. Remember I sent you a couple of pages? I sent you some sample pages.
Yeah.
Dude, I forgot about that project.
I still want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. I don't think it'd be difficult.
The Book of Revelation coloring book, but the Antichrist and the Beast are all like Trump and J.D. Vance and Musk. And I some of them looked funny. Some of them looked really great. And one of them was like a giant idol of Trump standing in the New York Times, and people are worshiping it.
All we need is that, and then the Bible verse down below.
Yeah, just a little verse. Yeah.
And just a passage, like the message version, like just a simple NIV, probably simple, not even a translation, just like a paraphrase. For children.
It needs to be something that children can read and understand. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the beast, everyone bowed down and worshiped the beast.
And we don't name names. It's just the beast. It's just the pictures. I could knock out if we had all the pictures, 40 pages. I could knock that out.
I'll see if we can work on those. Look, you could tell me out if you could pick the verses. Give me like the 40 verses to do images for, and then I'll do the images, and we can put this thing out.
Okay.
Let
me put this like Jon Stewart does it.
Yes, Revelations.
Can we call it Revelation? No, we're trying to. Should we put the S there?
Yes, of Revelations. The children's coloring book for the Book of Revelations, in plural.
See, I wonder if sometimes I wonder if my humor is too subtle. Like, people will get that, right?
Oh well, who cares? We'll laugh.
Well, see, that's why sometimes my humor doesn't land.
Yeah. Oh, like Katie says, Trump and MAGA tick every box from Revelation. It's the truth. That's the whole point. Is
Yeah.
that Trump is? It's like if you listened to and read those books and you believed all that end times hype from the Left Behind series. I don't see how anybody could watch that stuff today and not go, wait a minute, that's kind of what's happening right now, but with Trump. Like, even if you were a MAGA person, I think you'd be uncomfortable watching it. Like,
yeah, like even down to the fucking mark on the forehead.
yes, they've got the make MAGA, make America great again.
And he even got shot in the head, technically.
And he got shot in the head and survived. Yes, the wound to the head.
Man, these motherfuckers I swear to God, they are trying to make me believe in this shit again.
Yeah. Oh, here, Judy says, I just love you guys and the way you think together. Yeah, we come up with some good ideas, That's why we work so well together with Quiet Publishing is like.
We have, I mean, for as much as we have put out, we do have a lot of concepts of things.
Yes.
We have concepts of plans.
We have
concepts of a board game still too. So
one of these days, yes. So did you see Clara's question?
No.
Let's see. Clara says, would either of you and your families consider moving out of the country? Yes.
Yeah, I've considered it. Yeah. We've gotten our passports ready and we know where we could go based on my wife being a nurse. Some of the easiest places, the most seamless places for her to go. It's just a lot, but it's one of those things. Like that's a big thing.
A big deal. You have to sell your house, sell your farm.
Big fucking deal.
Say goodbye to everybody. Change your bank accounts, and yeah, it's a big deal. It's not as easy as like part of the problem is I'm almost 60, and like New Zealand, for example, won't allow you to immigrate if you're over 50. And other countries have restrictions like that too. So I would love to. I have talked about, like I was thinking about Holland, because I have some books published there that have been translated. So I thought, well, maybe there's some kind of audience there. But they're turning that their government is also turning a little bit right wing. So like, no, where can you go?
I mean, a little bit right wing in Europe is probably pretty left here.
Maybe that's true. But I mean, turning fascist. I don't want to move somewhere that they're electing fascists.
No, thank you. Yeah, John says, I know someone who attends 3 services every week and doesn't see how the king could be Nero come again. Yeah, it's wild. In the book of Revelations, it's pretty obvious that it's about events that aren't happening 2,000 years in the future. And yet, as Revelations says, I mean, as any good apocalyptic literature would do, it's relevant 2,000 years later, even if the events are about 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, because it's a type.
Because
it's telling you
it's an archetype.
And it's repeating.
Yeah, good apocalyptic literature is archetypal. Just like Lord of the Rings is relevant, and just like all these like archetypes, like the archetype of Aragorn being mentioned earlier, and the archetype of Frodo. There's archetypal stories. There's to think like it wouldn't model. We're so predictable as humans, civilizations, modern, pre-modern, post-modern. We're fucking mimetic beings, terrified of change, and we act very predictable.
Oh, here you go. There's an interesting comment, Becky. Becky said, someone sprayed a sign on a wall that said no fascism. The press secretary said they won't stand for anti-Trump vandalism, and his name wasn't even mentioned. Yeah, so again, this is how crazy it is. I actually responded to a comment on I think it was like Alyssa Childers or something a couple of weeks ago. Someone was saying something about, those people over there, the Antifa. And I'm like, what idiot is pro-fascist unless you're a fascist? Like to say no fascism and to immediately connect the dots that, oh, you don't like Trump, then you're admitting you're a fucking fascist.
And time out. The press secretary said they won't stand. They won't what? The federal government? That is
Yes.
a local police jurisdiction.
Yes.
They didn't say shit when I saw signs around my town saying arrest Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. You think the
Yes.
federal government got involved in that?
But
Or should
Obama.
the local jurisdiction take care of local ordinances and matters?
Yes. Exactly.
Like you're all
Yeah.
I'd like to enlighten all of our conservative listeners. You used to care about small government. Whether you liked it or not, the government stayed out of my bedroom, stayed out of my life, all this shit. Small
Yes.
government, don't tread on me. Now you really have the federal government not standing for local violations of city and town ordinances.
Hmm.
That's wild.
Yeah. John says she's no longer wearing her cross necklace. It either itches or burns. Yeah, and
It
I've
burns
noticed
us.
that too. I've noticed that too. She stopped wearing the cross. It's like subconsciously or consciously, she is
Yeah.
aware that every day she goes out there and lies.
That's where I wish God was involved just a little bit more. Like he
Yeah, a little
just gives
lightning. The
God
lightning
just
bolt.
no, just like a rash, like right
Yeah,
here,
just
right where it rests
start
on
burning.
her,
Yeah.
right here. Just it starts to get a rash, a little pustule,
Ah, it
little
burns.
lesion. It burns us like Gollum with the rope.
Yes.
That's funny though. If she really did stop, she really did though.
Well, she did. Yes. People have, the news has started to mention it.
I've seen
She
these
doesn't wear a
comedians
cross.
like make fun of her. She got this huge cross.
Massive cross. Yeah.
You see that Marjorie Taylor Greene picture, that photo op one time she took in front of like 20 crosses that are on her wall?
Yes. At her house. Yeah. All these crosses behind her. It's like,
who are you trying to convince that you care about Jesus? Yourself?
yes.
You're not trying too hard?
I think you're trying a little too hard. Yes. I've got 50 crosses nailed to the wall behind me. Like, damn.
Damn. That's
I love Jesus more than you. Look at all the crosses.
Look at all the cross. Look at all the images
Torture
of where
devices.
he died.
Yes. Yes. I want to just celebrate this device used to torture him to death.
Yeah. Instead of a reminder that this is the length at which God would go to show his mercy, which is what it's supposed to mean.
Yes.
But what do I know?
Yeah, exactly.
We got to wrap it up here. We're getting to the end, but I saw another Tolkien comment. The ring, Sauron's soul, possesses its host by using their own desire for power and arrogance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great metaphor.
Yeah,
actually, we've talked about this before. It really is the ring, and this is like J.D. Vance and all these other guys who used Lindsey Graham, Marco Rubio.
We'll use it for good. Sure you will.
Yeah, all these guys who called Trump a Nazi, called him a fascist, said, no one should support this guy. He's an idiot. He's a moron. But now they're kissing his ring, literally the ring, because, oh, well, it's power. And we'll use his power for good. But they're really not. They're using it for their own selfish, gain to increase their own platform and power.
I guess. Maybe I just don't have it in me to be, because like someone like JD Vance, like you must really not have a lot of self-worth, dude. Like, have you seen the memes about him? Some of those things are so funny with his fat face.
The fat face and
it's so hilarious. It would be so troubling if those were made, because they're so clever and funny. Like I like trolls that are clever, that have said things that I put on books. But to be trolled mercilessly, and just to still be JD Vance, you got to be JD Vance. Could you imagine waking up every fucking day as JD Vance?
People.
I would wish that upon no one.
They find ways to justify their behavior, sadly.
I guess.
But I mean, like Mike Pence has finally woken up, right? He's actually now speaking out.
Sort of.
It's funny. Like suddenly he's found his courage.
He's found his courage after they threatened to hang him. He was like, well, maybe. Yes. Yeah. Maybe these are not my people.
Yeah, maybe not.
Oy vey. Well, as we wrap it up, we will, of course, be back on Tuesday. So make sure you subscribe to the Heretic Happy Hour, as if you already don't.
Yeah. Our show on Tuesday.
Yeah. New show on Tuesday, bonus show on Friday. Call up 530-332-8020. We didn't have any voicemails or messages.
Come on, people. Come on.
I did
call
get
the
one. I
one.
did get one right after we got done recording. which
Okay,
was
so
funny.
we have one, but we need more people. We need more hotline.
Yeah. And if you do want to support us, we do have an ad-free show on Patreon. It's just the Heretic Happy Hour, but you don't have to have the ads. So you got to sign up though. Patreon.com/choircast. Support us. It helps us get new mice
Yes, I need
that
a
we
new mouse. Everybody, please
that
help
we
me.
desperately need. This is our mouse fund. We should start a GoFundMe.
Save the mice, please. Save the mice.
Save the mice. The mice of choir shall rule again.
The transgender mice.
Oh God, remember that?
Yes, transgender mice, and now
He saw the word trans and he just
penguins.
went on that.
Yeah, we went from transgender mice to
anti-American penguins.
Terra penguins. Yes. What'll be next month? Who knows? We can start guessing, right? Anti-fascist squirrels.
Antifa squirrels.
Antifa squirrels. Yeah. Who knows?
We're all just gonna start laughing to like crazy people.
Well, that's
just
about
to
all we
cope.
can do.
Just to cope.
It is crazy.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks for your support. And tell the biggest thing you could do with the show, even if you can't support us on Patreon, is just tell one person about it, have them subscribe. And then that helps us the biggest way possible. Helps us bigly.
Please do.
Yeah. All right. Love y'all. We'll see you next time.